Lawless, aka Zoe Lawton, the daughter of Deadshot, has arrived in Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, boasting some pretty sweet new traversal tech to manipulate gravity, and some really interesting build diversity, especially around electricity. This comes alongside Season 3, a very Arkham-inspired season boasting 6 new Elseworlds on famous Arkham sites, from Asylum to the GCPD from Arkham Knight. But that's a story for another time. You're here because you want the fastest way to unlock Lawless, and I'm here to give it to you. So no more wasting time, but as always, if Suicide Squad or Arkhamverse content is what you are after, do consider subscribing. We have got a massive month covering Season 3 of Suicide Squad and Batman Arkham Shadow that releases later this month. Let's get to it then. So usually when it comes to the fastest way to unlock a character in Suicide Squad, there's always been a clear-cut answer. Joker had a really easy grunt mission to repeat over and over and over, which took a minute per run. Mrs. Freeze was all about killing time and just getting as far as you can and repeat until you get the required episode level. With Lawless, things aren't so obvious. So in episode 4, Rocksteady nerfed how fast we would progress through mastery levels on killing time, meaning the progress that we made with Mrs. Freeze is nowhere near as fast here. Therefore that means there isn't the super fast method that there was with Mrs. Freeze or other seasons. Joker could be done in around an hour, Mrs. Freeze a little more than that. It took me longer to get Lawless. So I actually think this time there's 2 options. But before I get to those, first of all, make sure you're actually in episode 5, because the amount of people I've had tell me they can't unlock the Joker or Mrs. Freeze because they're in the wrong episode is crazy. Also, just like Mrs. Freeze, there is a sequence of incursion missions unlocked as you level up your episode level that will be required before you face Brainiac to get Lawless unlocked. At episode level 5, you will get Criminal Records, at 15, you unlock Early Release, and at 25, you unlock Suburban Nightmare. This time is at episode level 30 that you will unlock the Mayhem fight against Brainiac, which is the way to unlock Lawless. So, we want to get ourselves to level 27 and then do those 3 incursion missions. So, what is the fastest way to episode level 27? Like I said, there's 2 methods. The first one, which is probably still the main one, is killing time again, but with a caveat. As a result of the mastery level progress being slower, I recommend going up to mastery 50 and then exiting through the portal once you've hit mastery 50. The benefits of the extra episode levels that you gain past mastery 50, if you're really trying to be optimal, they're not worth the extra episode levels versus the time spent getting to them. So you just want to go in there, get up to level 50 if you can, and then extract and repeat the process until you get yourself to episode level 27. The other method is just to run incursions over and over. I'm still baffled though, because you have those strongholds in Metropolis that have the big +2 episode level thing on him, and they still only give 1 level. It's got to be a bug or something. Anyway, like I say, the other is just to run your fastest incursion. My fastest incursion was There Goes the Neighborhood, which is just killing brute or vehicles. I think it's 18 of them, but doing that on the easiest difficulty, you basically just 2-shotting them, so you can really fly through this one actually in 1 to 2 minutes. And that will grant you 1 episode level per run. What you may actually find then is a combination of both. Doing a couple runs of killing time, and then doing a couple of incursions to get yourself to episode level 27. Once you reach episode level 27, I would then recommend you wait to do those 3 incursions that I mentioned earlier, starting with Criminal Records. That, once beaten, will unlock Early Release, which, once beaten, will unlock Suburban Nightmare. If you are at level 27, you will get 1 episode level per completion, meaning you can take on, guess what? Another Brainiac. I know, you've been so excited to face him again. Again, you cannot fight Brainiac until all 3 of those incursions have been completed and you are at episode level 30. Truth is though, I like the way they're weaving the narrative into some of these incursions. It's something that I actually mentioned back in Season 1, and I like the way that they're kind of slowing down some of these incursions to give you a bit more narrative dressing, and I found that much more appreciated and much more realised here, so good job to Rocksteady for that kind of progress. And it was nice seeing kind of the bounce back between Zoe and her father, and it just made it feel a bit more personal, and a bit more storytelling, which is obviously something that we want as Arkhamverse narrative heavy fans. I do wish that this process was a little bit quicker. That nerf into mastery level progression in episode level 4 was just so unnecessary, man. And I get that they want us to play for a while longer, but yeah, I just wish it was a little bit quicker. Lawless herself is great so far. Already working on some builds for her that I've got going in my head, alongside the new gear they dropped. The whole Arkham shenanigans of the season, that is hitting. It really is. It looks spectacular. The music is sublime that they are doing with this episode and the remix of kind of Suicide Squad and the Arkhamverse. Oh, brilliant stuff. Anyway, that's all for another video. Hopefully this video has helped you out. And if you have got Lawless, what do you think of her so far? And if you haven't yet, what are your thoughts on the Gotham Elseworlds? Are they hitting for you the way they're hitting for me? Let me know what you're thinking so far. If this video did help you out, please consider liking the video. It helps me out a lot. Like I mentioned before, if you are after more Suicide Squad or Arkhamverse content, do consider subscribing. I'll have a full season guide out, a few builds, and then we transition towards Arkham Shadow, and there is plenty to look forward to there. If you have anything else for me, all my socials are linked down below. Otherwise, I hope you have a terrific day, play games, get gains, and I'll catch you in the next one.